Hey there, fellow handymen. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts. Episode 14, Spit, Polish, and Elbow Grease. Sleepy time. I do have a heated cabin, so I'm going to take my suit off. I might shiver a little bit. You know what? Let's see if there's pants in stock. Specifically high G compression pants, so that I can withstand high G maneuvers a little bit better. There's cargo pants. I might need to settle for cargo pants and shoes. Yeah, I'm not seeing compression stuff. Let's check the crap vendor. Nope. Alright, well, in that case, cargo pants and gunmetal coveralls. Oh, also, it's too bad there's no slippers. I would love slippers. Forget shoes. Who needs shoes out in space? Just give me slips. They're not even selling slippers? You're a joke, Supply. You're a joke. What about crap? Do they sell slippers? Probably not. Or shoes, rather? No. Alright, well, I'm gonna have cold feet. I don't care. Oh, God, it went out to the barter zone. No, but I moved the barter zone, so it should be here, right? Where's my stuff, yo? Is it in the crate? No? Where is my stuff? Excuse me? Was I just robbed? Why is there mechanical parts floating out here in... What? I repaired... Oh, no! My cooler fell apart. I didn't restore it enough once I repaired it, and it... Oh, yeah, here's the coveralls and the pants. They didn't rob me. But if I'm gonna go to sleep, I don't want to go to sleep where I don't have air conditioning. That sounds not cool. So I need to oops, repair my AC before sleeping. I only need a heatsink for it, but it was a very avoidable problem. You shouldn't have anything teeter-tottering on disrepair, because... Oh, I can't even get to it. This is so stupid. Because you end up as... No, don't spacewalk, you moron. You end up in a situation where if it just deteriorates just a wee little bit, it's gone. Because it got over-damaged. Come on, do the thing. Repair the motor. You delivered all the material. Unable to comply. Alright. Might want to reboot the game. It might be one of those, I've been playing for 8 hours. It just wants... Oh, no, I'm missing scrap steel. Okay. Is that it? No. A motor, another heatsink, 2 steel, and 3 mechanical parts, which happen to be floating around in space, but I have to buy a fresh copy. Motor, heatsink, steel, and 3 parts. And this is why, even when you're paying down your mortgage, keep pocket change. Because, it can be annoying. Oh, apparently I had an extra heatsink. Whatever. Oh, man. What a rust bucket. Maybe when I wake up, I'll do some ship maintenance before buying a new license so that I can avoid the wear and tear damage. Because it is a rust bucket of glitchy lights and falling apart floors, and I don't want to die in this. I don't want this to be my metal casket. Alright. Bed. Let's pick up this crate. Wait. What? Oh, pick up the crate, and pick up the dolly, move it out of the way, and install the bed where it doesn't, where I can walk past it. So I have freedom of movement within the cabin, despite the fact that there's a sleeping bag in here. So it doesn't block anything. All right. Are we good to sleep? I don't see anything that's like gonna explode while I sleep. So try to fall asleep. Save just for posterity. Pet the whiny dog. You guys can't hear him, but he's been whining for the last few minutes. Can you make the ship bigger? Yes. It's not my priority, though. I think you well know this. I work on the voted goal. The voted goal is to pay off the mortgage. So now that I'm sleeping, I can super fast forward time and snooze for 6 hours. I'm gonna wake up, tend to my hygiene and hunger and thirst, and then go to sleep again. Oh, right, I got the wrong clothes on. Whatever. Hygiene. I have a hygiene... I don't want to use a hygiene back. It's going to be cheaper for me to get my flask and use free water. Hygiene packs are more useful for when you're trying to conserve water, unlike long-range trips, and you're stockpiling hygiene packs. So now all my needs are met. I'll actually sleep in the clothing I meant to sleep in. Oh, coveralls or pants. I'll go pants. And get to sleep again. Accelerating time for another 6. And let's do that whole cycle again, because I'm an insomniac, so it takes a little bit longer to recoup. So even though I'm accelerating time, you can assume that I'm not actually sleeping the whole time. I could also... So right now it's 6 in the morning. So the other thing I could do is set my roster up for sleeping hours. So as you can see, I'm ordered to rest. Not that it will make much of a difference as far as my sleep meter goes, but now I'm rested. Took a very long time, thanks insomnia, but we're ready to go. So I'm going to buy a license and get out salvaging again after I sell some stuff. And do some repairs, some basic maintenance. So let's go speed through some auto-tasking repairs of the ship so that it's like less of a rust bucket. Where am I going? Oh, I'm scheduled to rest right now, so I'm not working. That's why my dude took off to go recreate. I can recreate while I'm moving between zones. So yeah, you can see me like watching the news. All right, ha 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 ha, back to work. I'm so evil to myself. Shouldn't take long to get this rust bucket a little less rusty because I have really good tools. I invested in my tools and my skills to get this back from the edge of implosion. And yes, my character is probably sobbing quietly to himself, but it's okay. Another way, if you don't want to manually wait for this, is now that I'm scheduled to work, I can advance time like this, and it will automatically maintain the ship. I feel like you get more done not advancing time in that way. The same is true of sleeping. I feel like spending the time actually sleeping when you have 2 crew members, and I could very potentially take on another crew right now, but I'd rather pay down the mortgage because taking another crew is costly because you have to pay their essentially death insurance. So when you hire a crew, you can pay a sign-up bonus, you agree to a salary, and you agree to death pay. Death pay is essentially money that you forfeit that they get to keep if they die, as far as like a life insurance policy or something. It's essentially like, don't kill me money. So if you kill me, you lose this money. And sometimes death pay can be expensive, and there's a bit of a haggling process involved. And then you guys voted for me to pay my mortgage, which, oh god, the fees, because I slept through them. Well, there goes 10K. I could have floated around in space, and in hindsight, maybe I should have. Yeah, so once I've paid off the mortgage, I can definitely bring in another crew and show you what multi-crewed ships look like. So hopefully I get some really nice, juicy loot targets. Yeah, okay. We're getting a lot of this airlock repaired, which is good. Often when you impact with stuff, it's your airlock that takes the hit because you're lining up airlocks and going bam. So having a nice repaired airlock is a nice thing to have. So let's say by 1400, which is in in-game 40 minutes, I will buy a salvage pass and get moving. And I haven't forgotten about my batteries. And I'll also top up my ship batteries. I'll pay the refuel for that too. Some of these sections, because of like the nav, I have to repair from the outside. So full maintenance of this ship is probably best done externally. Same with like the XPDR antenna. There's some items that I just can't reach from inside. So that requires, you know, an exosuit, an EVA suit. Ship's not fully symmetrical. I'd have a little bump out here if it was. It's close though. And maybe one more thing I'm going to do before I leave is I bought this for what, $384, and then it was immediately valued about $260, I think, or $230. Does anyone remember what it was evaluated at the moment I bought it? Because it dropped at about $150K the moment I bought it. So if we did, and I'm not in a position right now, I don't have enough money to ship flip, buy derelict ships, make them seaworthy, ocean-worthy. It was $265. And then sell them. But that's another way to make big bucks if you buy the right derelicts. The way to really do that is to scout out the derelicts that you think have really high resale value but are devalued, buy them, and then flip them. That's that can really net you some money. I bought it for $384, and then I returned to the ship barter, and they would buy it back from me for like, I think it was $265, as Snoozer said. Bestie, thank you for the resub, or for the sub, not even a for the first sub. $256, it was something like that. So I'm curious, after the investments I've made into it and the repairs, because I've installed things and I've repaired things, what it is now worth. So we're coming up on the hour that I would say I would depart. Go a little over, because we're pretty close to actually having this be decently repaired everywhere. And you can see all the cracks are going away now, having done the maintenance. A ship of this size doesn't require a lot of daily maintenance. Those giant freighters that I've happened upon, that's a whole different story. The amount of maintenance that requires every day for ships of that magnitude is like 6 hours a day, depending on your personal skill. It's hefty. So there's some corners here that are unreachable that need a little maintenance from the outside. Same over here. But for the most part, you know, things are getting put back together. Humpty Dumpty style. No ship Roombas? Well, this isn't trash. It's repairs. And there was no robot repair. No. All right, so I'm going to want to freshen up a little bit, maybe eat a little bit, and then we'll push off. Maybe even have a BM. But a lot of these sort of like maintenance can also be done when you're going from point A to point B and you don't have anything to repair for sale in your ship. It's good to just like do auto tasking like this. This is how I usually spend time in transit between salvage spots. So that's repaired enough for my liking. I wanted to do two things before I push off and go back to salvaging. Is see if I was to sell this, what it would sell for. And then obviously buy a new license, so I'm doing it legally. Freshening up. Drinking. So my hunger needs are kind of taken care of. So, shipbroker. What do you think? 400k! I've definitely added to its value. It's worth more than I bought it for. So, one of the things you can do is you can buy derelicts. You know, like, let's say I bought this passenger shuttle. Repair it up, seal it, oxygenate it, add thrusters and antennas and things like that, and sell it. That's another way to make money. I don't have enough upfront capital to buy ships for that purpose, but that answers my question. I think I added about 150,000 to the value of this ship since I bought it. So, retrieve my suit battery, buy a license, and head on out into the asteroid belt, or the boneyard belt. Oh, I still have the PDA. Yeah, I'll sell that too. So buy a license. I changed my barter zone, so that sleeping bag is like out of the barter. Whatever, I don't care. No, that's out. It's sold for almost 5k. Some internal affairs and documentation in there. Worth money to someone. Batteries. N2, O2, all topped up. Only about $8 worth of battery power. Battery energy is really, really, really cheap. I don't know how the station gets its power, but it's not expensive. In terms of my character, because I know you asked, I am 50% civil engineering, 50% mechanical engineering, 50% combat engineering, 25% electrical. So definitely getting some skills in, for sure. I will need to tend to my family and contact and intimacy. No, whenever. Not today. Let's see. Do I have any fees? Nope. Boneyard, here I come. And proximity alarm unmute. True. Thank you for the reminder. I think once I arrive at something, I'm going to want to like reboot the game just so it runs a little bit smoother, because this game is a memory hog, and the longer you leave it up, the more hogging it gets. So right now, it's about 12 gigs of memory. Probably needs a bit of a brain refresh, so that it doesn't, you know, so the game doesn't implode. So let's go do that now that I'm in transit. Was my throttle pretty nuts? Oops. Oh, I haven't adjusted the thrust ratio since I had a bunch of salvage on it. Did I forget my batteries? I thought I remembered them. My batteries... No, I have them on me. It's rare that I remember things, but I actually managed to remember this time. So here's my suit battery. Alright, so let's reboot. Because 12 gigs of memory for a game like this is rough. I am surprised there's not an image for you guys to look at. Is now.
Mike 3-4, Juliet, India talking. We have you at our 198. Confirm guidance and begin RCS maneuver.
Rhadamant of the Let's Poll the Audience. What a funny, random name to get. That is just... And if I polled the audience, it would be what? Bodie McBokeface? Shippy McShipface? Yeah, the game doesn't normally take 12 gigs of RAM when you aren't playing 9 hours in a row. But if you play 9 hours in a row, yeah, it gets up there. Right now, it's using like 8 gig. Maybe. It's using 2.5. So. Needs a little refreshing every now and then. Not a problem. It also clears out any bugs. So, how long until I arrive? Is it worth leaving my ship to do maintenance? 11 minutes? Yeah, let's do... What I'm going to do is some very structured maintenance. So I'm going to go to... Oh, here's my sleeping bag. Let's go pick that up. And my mechanical parts. When the cooler broke, it broke down into mechanical parts. Very funny that the bed was floating out there. Okay. So things I cannot reach from inside. The antenna? Oh, god damn it. My drill's out of power. I guess we're going back inside already. Stupid batteries. Okay, now let's go do the maintenance. Being outside like this, when you don't have a lot of time for maintenance, is dangerous. So I'm only going to maintain the antenna now because I want to be near my nav station when I need to throw the brakes on. So I have 7 minutes until arrival. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to auto task and like stay inside my my ship for it. I'm not going to go back out because, you know, if you're about to crash and you're up here, it takes a very long time to get to the nav station. So, you know, kiss your ass goodbye. G, as in gamma, shows you the gas overlay. Or, I guess, G is in gas. So if you're wondering about the atmospherics of your ship, that's one way to check. This is the VZL7E. My thrusters are making my ship creaky as hell. What do you think? Treasure or trash? Chat, what's your guess? Oh god, I threw the brakes on way too much. My throttle is ridiculously high. Why did I not notice? I was doing like 3G suicide stop burns. You think trasher? Well, Vesti, I hope you're... Honestly, I'll go for trash treasure. I don't know what that would be. But I'll take some trash treasure. It might be something horrific. Maybe it'll be a murder scene. 2 bodies of mid-range loot. It's, I can tell you right now, it's going to be small. I was only able to dock 37 meters away. So this is the Nuclear Vandal. D status, 0 rooms, E for maneuverability. So it has bad thrusters, and it's medium, but I bet it's going to be a small-sized medium. Also, let's not go in there with full pockets. My Ossifex, my second dose of Ossifex, I'm going to stick in near the nav station, because I don't want to sell it. Oh, yeah, yeah. This is definitely about the same size as my gas hauler. I was right. It's a gas hauler. I like gas haulers. Gas haulers are great, actually, because the ox tanks are typically pricey. I just have to be careful where I put them. Or compression boom. So I'm going to take any gas tank that's like over, let's say, a quarter full and leave the rest. This is exactly the make and model of my own ship. Yep. Yeah, these are decent tanks. 50% gas in a bunch of them. Okay. The other side was better. This side kind of sucks so far. 46. 22, 44. And then I'll grab the sled. 83. Nice. All right, there is a bin. Dirty rags in there. And it was next to the comms console, so we all know what he was doing. Does PDA hacking not train software engineering? You know, I started with hacking skills, so I'm not really sure what trains it, what doesn't. Because when you start skilled, actions like that don't add to it. I like to start with hacking because it opens up a lot of opportunities to make some quick cash, and, you know, the hacking's great. Okay. There is just about everything of value here is taken, so let's get back. I'm going to leave the ox tanks on the dolly. I would rather, if I'm on my ship, traveling point A to point B, maintaining my ship, because there's still damaged parts to this ship, than do anything with the dolly. So, Nuclear Vandal. The gas hauler. That's quite a name for a little gas hauler. Thank you for your spoils. Fish my ship while docked? Time is money. I'll fix the ship in transit between zones. Why not? Ship doesn't need to be 100%. There's no such thing as a 100% ship, because it's constantly falling apart. I don't want to bump, so let me drift away a little. Okay, 0.3 G is too slow. Let's go up to 6.5. Yeah, after playing enough of this, you'll realize nothing needs to be in perfect condition, it just needs to be in working condition. Because things decay constantly, the durability of everything. So as long as it's over roughly 90%, it's good enough. Oh god, did you... Okay, I thought for a second he stepped outside. I was like, no! Breathing, buddy! Oxygen, good! Don't do that. We've got the B1KQ. The last ship I would say would be low value. The advantage of the gas haulers is, even though it doesn't have a lot of money on it, it's very quick to get stuff. You don't have to go rooting around for scraps. The giant freighters that are empty are the most frustrating because it takes a long time to explore those and then you don't get anything. Will I put my helmet on automatically? No. If I go out into space without a helmet, the game will slow down if I'm like speeding it up, but to warn you that you're like dying. Oh, this is a... No, this is a medium ship. Yeah, DOE medium. So again, the D is the condition. So D is like falling apart. F is like trashed. 0 is how many rooms there are. E is thrusters, and medium is the size. So this is probably another gas hauler. Oh, this is actually very trashed. This is, I think, a trashed passenger ship. It does not look in good shape. Yeah, it's rough. Well, check the racks. Old suit batteries and toolbox. Yeah, this thing is crap. It's a pile of junk. Later on in the game, when I roll up in places like this, I just don't even get out. I just undock immediately, because they're almost never worth exploring. In this case, there was like an oxygen tank I'll grab. And maybe some motherboards, in case I need to make a repair elsewhere. Might as well have some mobos. Well, that was a dud. At least I'm not dead. I didn't get mugged or anything. Next up. Am I aware of the highlight key? Yeah. I feel like it's a little immersion breaking, but it can be useful when you're struggling to figure out what's what and where's stuff. But for me, I really like rooting through it rather than having, like, you know, omniscience about what's on the ship. And good call for the saves. It's also worth noting that if you play enough of this, your save files will bloat. They're big. It only shows what's in the range of the character. Yeah, I should go over the keys, because I never really did. So, the keys I've been typically using are the brackets. You've got thrust, WSD, turn is Q and E, and then R is like, it's attitude, but it's like brakes more or less. Time controls would be spacebar and the left and right brackets for faster and slower. Eyedropper, I think, is what you mean by Z. Oh no, eyedropper would be the, yeah, that'd be different. Highlight nearby is 9. PDA is tab. Power is L. Zone is N. You don't use very much. Zone subtract is C. I almost never use that. Gas vision I use constantly. Cycle crew is useful for caps lock, but it's kind of annoying when I'm trying to type, because every time you hit caps lock to change what crew you are, you're obviously in all caps or lowercase over and over and over, so on and so forth. And then some meta controls. There's a lot of controls. So here, as you can see, is the highlighted view. I just don't. I'll use it on a wreck so that you can see it in action. I just don't interpret the information to be all that better than without. There's no way this is all repaired. Dude. Really? I think I'm... Alright, how far am I away from this next wreck? Yeah, okay, I'm not going outside. He can't reach anything worth repairing from out here, because everything within reach is all fixed up, which is, like, actually super sweet. So maybe when I arrive, I'll repair the last of the externals after having docked. Yeah, man. Thank you for the resub. How's it going with you, bud? The VHSQ. Be kind, rewind. I do like to suicide burn. It's not safe. Not. Oh, this is a big one. Yep. DOO Lunamax. And if you're wondering, again, I was able to dock with it from far away, meaning it's larger. That's how I'm not omniscient. That's how I can tell. Ow, it's not that much bigger. Patch kits, fire extinguisher, some ruined batteries. Man, this place sucks too. Give me something good. What's on the floor here? So here's the view, if you're wondering. It's it can highlight things that you would have otherwise missed, but I kind of like so there was a, wow, this ship blew apart. An old fusion drive here. As you can see, there's the MHD from it. Got uninstalled bins and sinks. Sometimes you can still draw liquid from the sinks. How it's not frozen, don't ask. Magic. But you can dispense liquid from these broken sinks and fill up your flasks. Sinks have a finite amount of liquid. Like 6 liters or something. So it's really good if you, whenever you happen upon a sink, if your flask isn't full, to top it up. So that you have full flasks. Because when you're doing long distance travel with like torch drives, you will need a lot of water. So you will need to buy like just a massive amount of water to prepare for like a multi-day trip. Why would it be frozen? Space is a little cold. It's kind of okay. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. If you didn't get it, don't worry. You're not missing. Whoa! An old school 9mm? Really? Dude! Alright. Not expecting to find that out here. Oh, an old nav console manual. Yeah, I got a Glock. I was very surprised. They're kind of unusual find. Broken batteries. I don't really care about the nitrogen cans. They're not worth enough to bother. This ox can has 2/3 left in it. Hey, it's a transponder. Let's see if I can uninstall it. So the funny thing about the transponder is if you can uninstall a transponder, and I've like never been able to do it, it's worth some money to like pirates. But it always breaks. Always breaks. Yep, there, it's broke it. It's 20% chance that it says in game. I've uninstalled dozens. I've never not broken it. Yeah, I always break them. All right, so let's repair this MHD with parts I scavenge, and this will be the last thing I grab from this rust bucket, a hunk of junk. Rust buckets like this is courier sized. This is a very comfortable sized ship. It's not so big that it's unmaintainable, but it's large enough that you can fit like a fusion reactor on it. So, this is like a really nice sized ship for, you know, if I was to play this for 30 hours rather than 14. Is there any special tools or skills? Maybe? I don't know. I think they're just designed to break. So maybe if you had a special skill set to be able to uninstall them, my chances would be better, but I always break them. Well, I got a Glock. Oh, man, it really is a Glock. It's 17 rounds of 9mm. Yeah, I know what that is. True. Realistically, it wouldn't freeze, it would evaporate. And this game does actually a pretty good job of that, because when you go outside without protection, that's kind of what happens to your character if you don't get pressurized soon enough. I am very happy that there's some wiggle room, though, that it's not like vacuum dead, because it's very easy to accidentally go vacuum in this game, and it would be very frustrating if every time you did, you just immediately croaked. Understandable, but frustrating. Because, like, Stationeers was a bit like that, where you black out immediately and die almost immediately thereafter. And that would be more realistic, but very less playable, especially when you start to do stuff with crew. Because crew is dumb. There's time to eat this, like, 1-year-old super freeze-dried trenchers. Kung Pao chicken. And then restore the MHD while I transfer to the next zone. Thank you for watching Ostranauts, which originally streamed live as a marathon December 21st and December 22nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind this streamed once as a marathon and this episode was cut from it, so feedback cannot be incorporated. And also, no spoilers please, so please keep them out of the comments. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, people that participated within the marathon, and also viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Ostranauts.